I'm Dr. Deepthi, and we are studying different concepts from maths under the heading Decreations Mathematics. We are on this exciting journey of understanding linear algebra, and in that, currently, since last few episodes, our focus is on matrices. We have looked at different aspects of matrices, like what matrices are, what are their applications, their algebra, such as addition, subtraction, scalar multiplication, the matrix multiplication. Also, we now know that it's not commutative. We looked at allied concepts such as determinants, etc. Now we are looking at inverse of a matrix. We have already seen how to find out inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix, but now our focus is to find out inverse of a 3 by 3 matrix. And to reach that goal, you need to follow certain steps. And the crucial most, or I would say the semi-final step, is finding out adjoint, which is also known as adjugate. So today we are going to look at adjoint of a matrix. Now, in simple terms, adjoint is a transpose of matrix of cofactor of A. So when I say A, basically I'm looking at adjoint of matrix A. So let us try to understand it through an example. So let us assume that there's this matrix A. It's a 3 by 3 matrix. So you have 9 elements, 1, minus 1, 2, 4, 0, 6 and 0, 1, minus 1. And now you want to find out adjoint of this matrix. So how will you go about it? So there is a certain route that we follow. First step is of course finding out minor of each element. Then assign a sign to get cofactor. When you have cofactor of each element, you can form a cofactor matrix and then simply take its transpose. We have done an extensive episode on transpose, remember? So that gives you adjoint. Now, for those of you who have forgotten what minor, cofactor, etc. are, or you need a little bit of refreshing of these concepts, I'll quickly show you those concepts. But if you want to see them in detail, please refer to the earlier episodes. In fact, we've done around, I think this would most probably be the 12th episode of matrices. So there are 11 episodes that you can look back to. All right. So let me remind you of what a minor is. So we can find minor for each of these elements. Again, here it's a 3 by 3 matrix. And how do you find it out? Well, if you are finding minor for say element A11, then you should ignore all the elements in the same row as A11 and all the elements which are in the same column as A11. So this is what is shown here precisely. So all the elements in the row as A11, that means A12, A13 are all ignored. Similarly, all the elements in the same column as A11, that is A21, A31, etc. are also ignored. So you are essentially left with 4 elements, A22, A23, A32, A33. And now just take determinant of those 4 elements. That's all. So this is what a minor is. Now what is a cofactor? In a cofactor, it's basically a signed minor. That means after taking the determinant, you need to assign a sign to that. And how is it assigned? That sign comes from this. Minus 1 raised to I plus j. So I is the number for the row and j is the number for the column. So for example, if you are looking at cofactor of element 1, 1, A11, so I is automatically 1 and j is 1 as well. So what sign will you assign? Minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1, which is minus 1 squared, which is plus 1 itself. That means sign is assigned as plus. So you do not have to change the sign because you know plus sign is not going to make any difference. But for example, if you are dealing with A12 where you have I as 1 and j as 2, the addition is going to give you an odd number. 1 plus 2 is 3, which is odd. So obviously minus 1 raised to an odd number will give you minus 1 back. That means here when you are finding out the cofactor, you will have to multiply it by minus 1. So the sign is going to reverse and it will become negative. In fact, it's interesting. If you try to look at the signs assigned to cofactor of each element, you will see that here 1 plus 1, obviously it will be plus, here it will be minus. 1 plus 3 is again even. So this will be plus again. Minus plus minus plus minus plus. So it's alternatively organized. It's like a chessboard. In the way in chessboard you have black and white squares alternatively organized. Here you have those signs plus, minus, plus, and so on and so forth. So actually it's very logical. You don't have to mug it up. And obviously the consequences because of uh, the addition of I plus j being odd or even. That is alternative, hence the signs alternative. So nothing really magical about it per se, but it looks interesting, alternative signs. So fine, this is about cofactor. Now, obviously, if you find out cofactor for each of these elements, you can formulate a cofactor matrix, this step. And then last step is simply taking transpose of it. I hope you remember what is a transpose. It is switching of rows and columns, right? So let's do an example so that you will understand this in more detail.